If there's one way that could get you more attention, more leads, more sales, more revenue than any other thing possible, it's getting recommendations. In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the power of a recommendation to increase your attention and to get way more people looking at your invitations, your webinars, your leads, your pages, everything else. Welcome to Insider Internet Success. Let's talk about LinkedIn for a minute. It seems like the videos recently are all about LinkedIn, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to create for you a series of videos around how you can use LinkedIn and get more attention from your LinkedIn profile. In this week's episode, I want to talk to you about one key aspect of LinkedIn, and that's the recommendations. You know, as we know, social proof is powerful. When somebody says something else about you, that is positive, that is helpful, that's resourceful, somebody else who's looking to work with you sees that recommendation more importantly, more powerfully as something that convinces them as opposed to you speaking about yourself, right? If you go out there and you wanted to buy a car and you saw somebody else speaking very highly about how great that car was, as opposed to the salesman, you'd probably believe your friend over that person, right? Or somebody you know or you trust. So LinkedIn, of course, works very powerfully because you're connected with the people that you know and that you trust. Unless you're falsely connected with people, which isn't a very good idea anyway. You're normally only connected with the people that you know and that you like and that you trust or you're building a relationship with. And if these people say something about somebody else and you see that recommendation, you also start to get a liking towards that person. So recommendations are very, very powerful. So let's run through a few quick rules as to how I look at recommendations. The first thing is this. Don't ask everybody for a recommendation. Don't just send out a blanket email and say, would you like to refer me on LinkedIn or recommend me on LinkedIn? Do not do a blanket email. You want to select the people that you want to get recommendations from. You want to make sure they're good, positive, powerful recommendations if you're selecting them. So look through your LinkedIn, look through your other contacts and look for people that you know are going to say good things because you've worked with them and you've delivered a powerful service. You have found somebody that you've worked with as a partner, a client, or a supplier, and you've got some good work going on with them, and they'll be happy to write you a short few words or a paragraph about what it is that you're doing. Always look for people, and look for a variety of different people. You know, you don't want everybody to be the same category of people. Look for different varieties of people to spice up the different type of things they might write and give you a better flavor, an all-round real flavor as to something that's just carved out. And on that note, I wouldn't go out there and get my friend to recommend me and then recommend him back and then get him to recommend another friend and just do a bit of a friend's recommendation. I wouldn't do that. It kind of can show up as fake. People can figure that kind of stuff out. I wouldn't do that. Keep it really good variety of people that are recommending you. And most importantly, say thank you. If somebody recommends you, write them back a very quick email and say thank you so much for that recommendation, because there is incredible potential from a recommendation. A recommendation gets your profile seen, it gets people looking at what you're doing, it gets people trusting you. And trust, of course, is the most important currency in business. So forget about not saying thank you, forget about emailing everybody, and try to be more human. This is a human process at the end of the day. And the more human you make it, the more personality you bring into it, the better the results are going to be for you. So I would go out there and at minimum try to get 3, 4, and 5 recommendations for each of my work positions that I've listed in my LinkedIn from the past stuff that I've done and the current stuff that I'm doing right now. I would, yes, go back to the past, I'll reiterate and look at the things that I've done and get recommendations for that as well. And get as many as you can, but I would say minimum 3, 4, and 5. And make them real, keep them real, don't keep them fake, don't, you know, fake it or getting other people to write stuff for you. And use recommendations. Also, by the way, if you are ever requested for a recommendation, write it, honor it, don't ignore the message. Somebody is asking for you for their insight and help, for you to write something about them so they could go out there and do something else. And I always believe that being able to give recommendations as long as they're worthy of them is a very good thing to do. It's good to pass business along. It's good to make sure that we're all doing great things for the world we live in. All right, that's all for now. I look forward to catching up with you soon. I hope you enjoyed this. Go write some recommendations. Go request some recommendations. Like this video if you like it. Hit the LinkedIn button if you like it. Share the video. And I look forward to catching up with you very, very soon. Speak to you soon.